Alright you guys, so we have just got one more week left and then we are on our way to hopefully gaining access on the new, well, the Bleach beta, of course. I'm really excited. Get my hands back on the game, fingers crossed, and just kind of see where things are at with the game itself. Now, not only that, the developers are cooking up a storm because this next upcoming beta, not this week, the following week after, it's that quick. Yeah, we might see some characters, hype characters, but just kind of wanted to also check out on where the pre-registration is at, and I think by the time we get the release, CN is most definitely hitting that big boy 10 mil mark. Global page, I just randomly went on it just to kind of see what's popping off. You know, we're still kind of waiting, taking their time, but hey, $250,000, you can't hate on that. Progression, I mean, well, it's been like that for some time now, but yeah, we're hoping very, very soon we get some form of news. For the love of God, please save us. But with all that being said, down below in the description, I'm going to leave links to the multiple sites that you guys can use if you want to get access to the beta. Again, just to clarify, this is first come, first serve. So if you aren't prepared, the second the download button goes live for these sites for the test version of the new Bleach game, that's on you. That's on you. All right. So there are ways to go about it. Of course, like I said, I think this is Mimu, right? No, this is the other. I'm pretty sure this is an emulator. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Obviously, Mimu is an emulator. LD Player, they're emulators, of course. So there's that. But just giving you guys options, because I know one thing which a lot of people will need to kind of fight around is creating accounts and maybe needing logins. I think one of the best ways, if you don't have any logins with either of the sites that I'm producing, 4399 will be your best shot. Yeah, I don't think you require a CN ID or whatnot, because I've done a video creating a login from 4399 to get access to One Piece Fighting Path, and it didn't require any type of CN. All it required was for you to make a 4399 account from the store itself, right? 4399, and then from that login you can use to get into the game itself. So I would say that if you don't have a tap login account or a Bilibili account, all that, etc., and if you maybe, because I don't know if further they're going to ask you for the like any CN ID and whatnot. Maybe that might be the case, and if that is the case, then yeah, gonna have to kind of hope and pray that you can Google yourself a fake CN ID or yeah, CN ID name and number. That's what I do, and yeah, it kind of works out. It's more of a hit and miss. You just have to find that one that works, but that's kind of how I go about doing mine. But yeah, if you want to bypass all that login shenanigans, 4399 will be your best bet. Because I've already got a QQ account and Bilibili, I've already got a login account for that. I'm going to be utilizing Bilibili because I'll be able to basically get instant access. So that's just covering my ass on what I've got going on. But to anyone who doesn't have anything, I would highly suggest 4399 might be your best bet compared to anything else, just because it will cover you through the login side of it. So yeah, just kind of want to make sure and give you guys all your options in terms of the websites that you guys can go towards if you guys do want to try and get into the beta itself. All right, they'll all be linked down below, helping you guys out. All right, now this is something that is very, very interesting. Shout out to Kaku, because obviously, so what's happening right now with this upcoming beta is people can actually put money into this beta. Now your saved data won't get saved. And I believe there's going to be like some form of recharge rebate going on for those that actually do put money into the game. So it's something that we've seen before, and if they're doing that now, making it so that you can put money into the game, that just tells me, and hopefully tells you guys, that oh, we're getting there. The game is nearly being finalized, because now they're accepting payments, right? Putting money into the game, right? So we're slowly but surely we are getting sooner to the release. But with all that being said, obviously there's promotional events going on and all that good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, apparently a certain somebody will be playable within the beta. Ichigo VASTO LORDE will apparently be available and a playable character within the beta. I think this is one of the big reasons why they're making it so that people can actually start spending money on the beta itself. Because again, just to clarify, there's like a recharge rebate going on at the end. So I think either well, it's not going to be like a full-on refund. I think what it is that by using whatever login that they use, I don't know, basically they'll get some form of benefit. You guys know how it is with these goddamn rebates. But regardless, yeah, I feel like this alone will get people, you know, swiping, getting the credit cards. You guys already know the drill. So this is huge, this is big, and this is another big reason why now I want to get my hands on into the beta itself. Because if they're making Ichigo VASTO LORDE a playable character, god, this man is going to be a monstrous character to have, especially with like the up-to-date graphics and whatnot, as well as the movesets and the mechanics and how more fluid they are, of course. Oh, it's gonna play out beautifully. So yeah, if you are a Bleach fan and if you are a fan of this form of Ichigo, prepare yourself, because we're about to witness greatness. So with Bleach Soul Resonance, as it stands right now, it is more focused to be PvE content, which I am extremely happy about. Now, the only form of online multiplayer that this game will have, as we have witnessed it through the beta, and I think this is something that they're just going to continue on, is the co-op. So we are going to still have, you know, the form of co-op boss fights. I believe guild boss fights co-op will also be a feasible thing to have. But in terms of PvP, which is something that I've seen people have been hoping for, I'm glad that right now that is not on the table, and as it stands, the developers have no intentions to actually commit to that. I believe they've spoken about it to say that they'll look into it, but as it stands right now, with what their main focus is on right now, PvP is not on the table. It's something that they will either look into at a later time, or something which I hope that they just don't bother add, because I'm gonna be real, I just don't know how successful PvP will be for like gacha games, because let's be real, whenever, I mean, I get it, a lot of people do want the PvP side of things because of the content. It just kind of gives them that competitiveness and all. I understand on why people would want it, but that will just bring out the most cancerous side of the game itself. It'll be extremely pay to win, and for the most part, with my experience when it comes to having PvP content on games, from what I can remember, they've all been really unsuccessful. Like, the games have like yeah, no, they have flopped. Yeah. I mean, there are some games right now that are doing decently well with PvP, but that's more so catering more for the whales and kind of sets apart the player base, of course, and to those that are free to play just kind of get screwed over unless they make multiple modes. Well, I say multiple modes, making ranked modes a little bit more fairer. I don't know, there's just a lot will go into it. Complaints will be made, unfairness will be there, and then it's just the whole game just kind of flips upside down. That's just the vibe that I get with when there's PvP modes applied to some games. I mean, right now with like the gacha games that I'm playing, I don't think there's no form of PvP modes going on right now, and it's very calm. I don't know, I'm just really into my PvE content, and I think with having co-op multiplayer, for me personally, I am sufficed with that. I think I am comfortable having that, you know, hop into a game with a few of the homies or some randomers, whatnot, fighting a boss that is tough as hell and just kind of leaving it there. You know, if there's guild boss fights, then we can kind of go about doing that, handling that, having some form of co-op multiplayer going on there. But when it comes to applying the whole PvP side of it, that is when it makes or breaks games, and that is the God's honest truth. We've all seen it, we've all been there, and I understand that people want it, but I feel like for the most part, I feel like for the majority, I think people would prefer to keep their PvE content with multiplayer co-op, because once PvP is in the mix of it, it changes everything. It changes the units dropping or what they do. It now requires you to do duping out characters, putting money into the game, outbeating whales, and it just kind of kills the vibe. People get upset, people quit because they just can't keep up. It's just, it's a lot of headache. It's a lot of balling, and the last thing I want is me playing a game and just kind of it being on a negative side of it, of course. So I think for me personally right now, with the excitement that I've got for this game, and you know, Bleach getting some love outside of, you know, Bleach Brave Souls doing its thing, and Bleach getting its second hype game potentially, possibly, maybe. You know, we'll have to see what the future holds for this game, but I don't want PvP. I don't want PvP. If PvP does happen, they would have to perfect it.
行くぜ。